Was it COVID? Was it COVID that caused us to shut down, like it did to most other businesses? No. There's a very long story. I've done a couple interviews. I've talked about it before, maybe a little bit. I don't think I've addressed it directly. I am a product manager, and at EME, I work on the game Closers. I don't work on TERA. I worked on TERA probably a year ago as an associate product manager. Now I'm a product manager on Closers. So some of the information is just dated. I don't know all the details. And for what I do, I'm not involved in the high-level business things. I'm involved in the game-specific things. I don't know if you know what a product manager is or a producer is for a game, but you're very siloed. Like, I spend every day thinking and working towards game-specific execution initiatives. So I don't have the full story. What I would... I'm going to get crushed. Let me answer after this fight. I'm not good enough with Valks yet to where I can split my attention. All right, yeah, sorry. So Scott James is kind of answering the question. Yeah, so from a COVID point of view, from a quarantine point of view, in Masse, we've always been set up to where we could work from home. There were a few people like on the console team where that was a little bit difficult just because of dev boxes. To test on console, you have to have a dev box that comes from PlayStation and Xbox and Switch, and those things have to be blocked behind your network. So that was a little difficult, but everything else, no, we VPN, we remote desktop. That stuff is really, really easy. I mean, for the most part, when you work on games, you typically don't have servers setting in the office. They're over in Chicago or something like that. So there's quite a bit of remote work. Even when you're in the office, you're remoting to other servers, cloud services, and whatnot. So COVID had little to no effect on our company. It was a weird thing still having an office and not going to the office anymore. But we were set up for work from home really, really quickly. A lot of us were already ready for that. A lot of us travel, go to Korea, go to China Joy, go to Gamescom, things like that. So work from home is easy. It was a little bit of a shift, but no, COVID had no impact on that. What had the largest impact was just, if you think of what EME is, and again, going back to what I was saying before, I'm a product manager that works on Closers, so I can't speak with a high level of authority or insider detail. But if you just look at what EME is, we're a publisher. And if you look at what the Craft On Union is, the union was created to... I have no idea why I died. I wasn't really paying attention. The union was...
I cleansed at the wrong time.
Oh, that's what those circles were?
Yeah, we're supposed to gather and then cleanse. I just kind of panic cleansed.
Craft On Union was created to help developers. EME was created before Craft On Union to help Bluehole publish in a Western market. So just over the 10 years that EME was in operation, you know, the goals of Bluehole turned into the goals of Craft On, and things changed. So there have been a lot of questions in this channel. Why do you think EME failed? And I would argue EME didn't fail. Is it bad times? Is it bad times? Are we doing bad times?
You're fine. You're fine. Okay. You're fine. I didn't do one shot.
There have been questions in chat before. What do you think? Like, why do you think EME failed? Stuff like that. EME didn't fail. It did what it did for 10 years, and now there are different solutions to the problems that we were solving. We weren't as successful as we could have been. Just one of those things. There are just other solutions to this problem now, and when EME started, it was just Bluehole. Now it's Craft On with the big union. And if you go look, go Google, you know, Craft On Bluehole, and you'll see that there are a lot of shifts going on right now. So it's not COVID. It's not because we failed. Just things change. I mean, I would certainly never say EME failed, because I've learned a tremendous amount. I've got to work with some extremely amazing people. I've learned a lot on the product. We've had some successes, we've had some fails, and we were around for 10 years. EME, the small little publisher EME, was around for 10 years. That's crazy. We published Closers, ZMR, Ava. We got into mobile for a little bit of time. Kritika. We worked with other developers. We helped distribute Stranger Things 3 with bonus XP. We released Dark Crystal with bonus XP. There were a lot of things that we did. Outside of that, we helped Craft with some various things. I and Kitty Cup helped the IMO team with Mistover. Kitty Cup and myself, we went to PAX East to help demo the game, and then I went to TwitchCon to help that team demo that game. Nah, I'll look back on my time at EME and absolutely appreciate it and be proud of it. COVID didn't kill us. The industry shifted, and we all probably there is probably a drawback to the culture of EME. It's from what I've seen in the game industry, the way it works and the way a lot of other industries work, tech specifically, it seems like you should be at a place for a couple of years and then you should go somewhere else. Like you should, to keep moving upward with your career, you need to go get exposed to many things. So go do a couple of years at something like Amazon. And then move. Go to Google. Go to a startup. Go to a big company. Go back to another startup. You should always be upping your game, leveling up your skill set. EME, we took a different route. We really, you hear, it's a cliche thing that you hear all the time, like, hey, we're a family, and that gets a bad rap online. Truthfully, EME is a family. I love all these people, like Scott James Magner here. Like, I'm going to be friends with Scott James Magner for the rest of my life. Trying to get this dude to do a D&D campaign. We chatted with Commander a couple days ago. We chatted with Denominator. We chatted with a couple other people. We got interviews coming up tomorrow and Friday. I love these people, and I will stay in touch with these people. The person that we're going to interview on Friday, Brett Ryan, he hasn't been with EME for like 5 or 6 years. I was talking to him last night on Discord. I talk to him all the time. I was at EME for 10 years. My entire time in the game industry. Like, it's one thing. It's cool to say I worked on TERA. TERA is one of the bigger MMOs out there. We were good. We did good. This game is still going, right? But also, I've worked in the game industry for 10 years. That's pretty good. But I've worked in the game industry for 10 years at EME. Now, I've launched several games. I've sunset a few. But I don't have wide industry experience. It's kind of a negative. So if there is a positive for EME closing, it's that a lot of us who would have died at EME because we loved being there and loved working with those people were forced to move on. So that's a good thing. It's not all bad.